So let me import all the necessary libraries. So this will be enough because we'll not be using IO, we'll be using a scanner class which is a part of util, and I'm naming my class as code main. So public class code main. After that I have to have the static main method, and then let me initialize this scanner object that will help us to take input from the screen. Scanner system.in, this will do the job. So now what is the input that will be given? First line of input will be the number of vertices or number of nodes in the graph. That will be done. I'm naming it as v, that's why I'm just taking it. And number of edges also have to take, that is I'm naming it as c. That would be done using object next int. Once this is done, after that a string will be given. Let me take that string also, obj.next. So I have also taken the string. Now next I have to take these edges. There are e edges, like 1 will be connected to 3, 3 will be connected to 2, like that. I have to take that. For that I need some data, some kind of data structure. So what is that particular data structure? That data structure should be an array that holds an array list, so that each index represents a node, and the content of each index will represent an array list that particular one is directly connected to. So let me initialize this as a static thing, because I will be using it in recursion. So I should get a behavior of global variables. That's why I'm using it. Integer, and it's a graph. I'm naming it as graph. So now it's an array holding an array list. Apart from that, I also need one more thing, that is int of letter. This is usually used to map the that particular a to, for example, there will be alphabets in the string, right? That I should map to a should be mapped to 0, b should be mapped to 1. For that I'm using this. And apart from that, I also need visited array, because while doing DFS, it's we need to keep track what kind of things I have visited and what kind of things I haven't. And I also need one memoization object that will help us to keep track of the path we have visited and the frequency. Finally, in this mem we will have this all kind of paths with their frequencies. We will have to pick the max. I am not initializing them here because we will just initialize whenever it is required. So now I have taken the string. Now I have to input that edges, right? For the inputting that edges, I have to take it in this graph. So this graph I just declared. So now I have to initialize it. New. It is a kind of array list, right? Array list of v plus 1. This number of vertices plus 1. Because the size here is v plus 1, because we will be starting with index 1. That's why index 0 will never be used. That's why I'm starting with v plus 1. So I have initialized that array, but I have to initialize the array list in each index also. So let me initialize that also. Equals to graph of I equals to new array list integer. Like, see, this thing would give us bit of errors, but don't worry, because here we are not typecasting, but it's kind of not required. We know that we are going to put only integer into it. If I just typecast it, it will be an error. So just ignore that warning. So graph has been taken, and now I have to input that, right? How many times I have to input? That will be equal to number of edges that we already scanned. That will be equal to e I plus plus. Now in that each edge will have two things. One thing is from node. I'm just inputting it, sorry, reading it. And I should also scan 2, right? Each, you just look at the test case discussed in the previous video. It will have this kind of format. Each time will have two things. One is from and other thing is 2. So now that I have already have this graph, so graph of from, this is from node, and this is an array list. I'm just adding 2, like from is added to 2. So this is that we have taken the input. Now what should we do? We should now just map that, like each node, at node 1 we will have the string a, at node 2 we will have a character b. We need to map that a to 0, b to 1. For that I'm using this. So letter has to be initialized first. Letter is equals to new int of, again the size is v plus 1, because we will not be using index 1. For doing that I'm doing this. For int I equal to 1, I less than v, I less than or equal to v, and I plus plus. So letter of I represent the node. Letter of node equals to s dot caret caret I minus 1, because the index of the string starts with 0, right? That's why I'm doing this. I'm subtracting minus 1. If it's A, it will be mapped to 0. If it is B, it will be mapped to 1. If it's C, it will map to 2. And I'm just storing that in the corresponding node. So now that is also completed. Now I have to initialize this visited also. So visited, again it will be an integer of size v plus 1, because there are v nodes. That's why I have to do. Since index starts with 1, I am just initializing v plus 1. And I also have this mem. So this is a 2-dimensional array, because it helps me to store the path I'm just visiting. If I start with 1, I have to in first row I have to, if I start with node 1, I have to store all the characters that I came across in the row 1. That's why I'm just the size will be again v plus 1 with 26. 26 represents the number of alphabets, that will be the columns. If I visit 0, then row 0 and column 0 will be incremented, and like that it will be implemented, like row 1 and column 0 will be implemented. That is the use of mem. Now we should actually get into the main coding part. This is the core of this. So first, now we discussed the previous slide, we should first print minus 1 if there is a loop. For that we have to write a function. What is that? For int I equals to 1, I less than v, I less than or equal to v. That means I am traversing every node that is present in that is given to me. Like if visited off, initially the visit is 0, right? If it is not visited only, we have to do the DFS. If it is visited, why should we do that? So that's why I'm just doing this. And there is a DFS. This is a function which I will write again. This is DFS. It will return a Boolean function. It just returns if there is a cycle present in or not. If it is a cycle present, if cycle is present, then it will return true. If it's true, if cycle is present, then our answer will be minus 1, right? So we can just directly print minus 1, and we don't need to check any other code. Like we can just tell the system to exit from our code. It will stop execution, and we just, after printing minus 1, it will stop execution. Now we have done all these things. Now we have to write this DFS function, right? So let me tell you how to write this DFS function. This DFS function should do two purposes. One thing is, it should serve the purpose, like whether it should find whether there is a circle in it or not. I mean, there is a loop in it or not, and also should also keep track of what kind of what kind of alphabets I am just traversing in my path. This is what we will do. We will just pass this vertex, and whenever I just visit this DFS on that particular node, I have to mark it as visited, because this particular vertex is being DFS is being done not, right? That's why I have to mark it as 1. And also now I have this graph structure, and that's what I have to traverse here. Each element, for example, for node 1, if there are 2 nodes connected to it, then graph will have at one position, we will have 1 is directly connected to 3, 1 is directly connected to 2. So in this graph we will have 3, 2. So that's why I'm just visiting that nodes which are directly connected to that particular index 1. So now I have to write a recursive function first. So previously we have discussed that, right? When there is a backage, that means there is a circle in it. I mean, there is a loop in it. That means the node that we are going to visit is the node that is directly connected to the node 1, that is 2. So if that 2 vertex we are going to visit is already visited, that means there is a backage. That means there is a cycle. Yes, this is one base condition. Another base condition would be, I written what if it is equal to 1, if it is visited. What if it is not visited? If it is not visited, then I have to apply DFS on its nodes that are directly connected to that particular node. That's why I have to passing it as a recursive call. So let me name this function as DFS. So DFS2. I'm just calling this function. From that, the node will be explode completely to the end. At that point also, if it if this DFS2 will be called, and if that is returning true, that means there is a loop. I have to return true. And after that, if these two conditions wouldn't satisfy, then I have to keep track of the path I'm visiting. That will be done by this mem object. I mean the max thing I have to store, right? That will be equal to max of, and also this is where this is the 2 path that I'm going to visit. The next node I'm going to visit, its frequency, that also have to keep track. you have to take the maximum of it. So if there is a cycle, this will loop get ended in this for loop itself. If there is no cycle detected, it will explore all the paths. If there is if it is not returning true, that means there is no cycle present in it, that I have to return. But before returning that, I have to increment the vertex, right? That the memo object there, we have to find the frequency. That can be done using this thing, letter of vertex. If the particular vertex is 0, then that particular index and that particular row and that particular column will be updated. And I should mark this visited as 2. That means visited of vertex is 2. That means this node is completely explored. So I should return false. So that's it. After that, I just need to print the answer. There is a very simple thing. What will be the answer? Here is what I am just maintaining. This mem object is there. In this way, I am just maintaining all the frequencies that I came across. But I need to. They asked me to find the maximum, right? So I need to find the maximum out of this in this mem object. So int I equals to. That's what I'm doing here. I less than, what's the size of it? I less than or equal to v I plus plus, and for int j equal to 0, j less than 26, j plus plus. So I need to find the max. Answer equal to max of answer comma mem of I comma j. So in the two-dimensional array, I need to find the maximum frequency. At the end, I need to print the answer. So that's it. I hope you should compile. So now we have fixed our errors. We had few errors related to this parenthesis, and then the next error I found it is this vertex. I just forgot to do that because it's to access an array you need to have an vertex, right? An index that I forgot. And the system.print answer, I have just did it outside that main method. That's why I was throwing so many errors. So not to worry, I will be uploading this code in my GitHub account. If you want, I will just share the link also, so don't worry. So now we have did this. Let's just test the code whether it is working or not. This compiled fine. There are some few errors that is related to this because we haven't typecasted, because I previously said that. No need to worry, those are unchecked errors, no need to worry. So Java, our file name is code main. Yes, this is the first test case we have discussed also in previous video. I think it should work. Yes, we are getting 3, which is working. And the second test case is this test case should yield us -1. So that's it, guys. It's working. I think please do not worry. Please try to debug this code by yourself. You will be able to understand, and if you practice few more questions, you will be mastering all this implementation. So the first 2 videos are very important. You make sure that you understood them very clearly. This is just a coding part. When you just practice, you will get it. That's all. So thank you, guys. All the best. Please share, like, and subscribe to this channel. We will be uploading way much better content than this. You will really appreciate it. Please stay tuned.